Hello, I am Thembi from South Africa, Cape Town. I am a jazz pianist, I'm a teacher and composer. I also make YouTube videos on jazz education and everything surrounding jazz. So I started playing piano when I was about 10 or 11 years old. I come from a very musical family and I decided to do music at school. By the time I got to high school, we started to do jazz, and I already had that jazz sound in my mind because jazz was played a lot at home and it was loved at home. And I decided to further my studies to do jazz performance. I have a Bachelor of Music in Jazz Performance and I am currently completing my Master's in Music in Jazz. So I feel so honored to have been asked to compose this piece. I must say it was not in my lane. At least it's not a type of compositional style that I was used to. So it was quite a challenge for me. But I was also excited to also add sounds from home and to approach the composition in a way that is familiar to me. So I think it came out rather interesting. The way I conceptualized the piece, I had a vague idea about how I wanted it to be shaped and the kinds of sounds that I wanted in the song, but I didn't really have, I wouldn't say I had a specific plan as to how I would put it together. For some of the parts and melodies, I had them in my mind already and I kind of just lay them the way that I heard them. For some of the parts, I was literally just writing as I went. And I think as a pianist and having dealt with harmony, knowing harmonic rules and things like that, that was really helpful because I was easily able to harmonize the parts. Part 2 of the song does use a melody of a game we used to play when we were younger, which is it's actually in 11/4. It's 7 and 4. It's not as complicated as it sounds, but it's in 7 and 4, and it was really interesting to arrange that for strings in this particular setting. It definitely was challenging for me, but I'm very content with what came out of it. The title of the piece is called Ngenxa Yakho, which translates to because of you. The meaning of it is, it's an ode to God. It's an ode to having been looked after by the Lord. I am sitting where I am. I'm in this position because of Him. We can also apply an extended definition of it by saying, I am because of you. You know, we all need one another in this world to get through, to take part in stuff, to come up with, good ideas and songs sometimes. So Ngenxa Yakho means because of you. So jazz in South Africa is something that's really, really loved. And it has grown to have its own sound. It's grown to have its own identity. So the scene is quite rich and there's a lot of innovation and creativity that is internationally renowned. And I can say I'm very proud to be one of the jazz musicians that are coming from South Africa. Music and the art for me are a way for me to express myself. It's always a hard thing for me to describe what music means to me, just because the best way that I can explain it is I can say I'm not sure what else I would be doing if I wasn't doing music. To me, it just makes so much sense. it's an art form, you know, it's an expression, it's a feeling, it's a way of life. In South Africa, where I am from, you know, it's like life without music is, I don't know if anyone can ever really imagine that, because music is a part of everything that we do when we are together with family, when you turn on the radio, when you walk out into the street, there's someone playing music from their house. So that's kind of the environment that I grew up in, and so music has just kind of always been a part of me. And having studied it, I've been very privileged to be able to study it. I guess there are pros and cons that come with studying music, because sometimes you can lose that sense of, sometimes you can lose that natural and intrinsic feeling that you have, you know, growing up around music, where it can tend to become too technical, and when it gets to that point, it's not always good, you know, because you lose the authenticity of what music is. So as I had mentioned before, I am also a teacher, and part of my vocation is not only performance but teaching, specifically mentoring. I have a passion for wanting to show people the way, you know, because there are so many things that I have gone through, and it's always a privilege for me to be able to give that to someone else and show them the way, or at least guide them. Educationally, what I would love to do is to not only grow my YouTube platform, but I would also love to teach at a higher learning institution. I believe that I have a lot to offer in that regard. So I am so excited to be coming to Vienna. I have never been to Austria, so I'm not even sure what to expect, but I'm really, really excited, and I'm looking forward to sharing my music with you.